Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have another review. This time, again, a bike that is a bit more expensive. I have reviewed the alloy version of this one in the past, and it has gotten quite some nice feedback, I think, because Checkpoint SL7. This one is, I don't know if you can read it very well. You see here, because it's quite dark. Pump up the light a bit for you. There you go. So this is the Checkpoint SL7. Now the SL, of course, stands for its carbon fiber frame. The ALR, which I've been reviewing in the past, is an alloy frame, so cheaper, but definitely not badder in quality or in riding experience. Now, of course, this one will be probably a bit lighter and stiffer. I went out for a little ride yesterday. It was pretty nice, especially if you get out of the saddle and sprint. But it's also due to those wheels. We have the carbon wheels. The SL7 comes with those Aeolus Pro 3 wheels. Carbon fiber, extremely wide. They are extremely fat, but a pretty cool wheel. Tubeless ready also, and if you set them up tubeless, they have a pretty nice riding characteristics, really. Well, the SL7, oh, this is top secret over there. The SL7 is the highest in the range of the Checkpoints from Trek, so this one comes with the SRAM Force Access eTap group set. Now look at that rear derailleur, it's huge, it's really huge. And this is already a little minus point for me. Derailleur that big in gravel surrounding is really quite a little point of danger, can be damaged really badly, and it will not be cheap to replace it. But anyway, of course it makes this clean look in the front end. You only have two cables in the front, and those are from the brakes. We have, of course, also SRAM Force hydraulic brakes. Now the levers, they are quite sleek, I think. Comfort wise, everyone has to know for their own. It's almost like a saddle now, like if your hands fit, especially for a longer time. I have pretty big hands, so this will be quite comfortable for me. I don't know for you. We have the ISO-core handlebar, carbon fiber handlebar, which has really good damping characteristics because it was made, I believe, for the Domani. So it is like a classics cobblestone handlebar. Top cap again, really cool. On the Checkpoints, Trek still does this. I don't know in the future if they will redesign the Checkpoint as well. Frame force. Now I'm not really a fan of those cranks, how you have to set them up, etc. Shimano are just much more straightforward and easier, and also Campagnolo, you just have one screw in with the screw and it runs smooth. SRAM Force, flat mount calipers. We have 160 in the front and 160 in the back. Of course, for gravel, that's also nice. On roads, you can, of course, opt for 140 in the rear. But if you go some if you descend some steep gravel climbs, you definitely want that braking power. The discs look pretty cool, in my opinion, from SRAM. Of course, SRAM, it uses the DOT oil, braking fluid. And this is really prone to, it has characteristics that it does attract air, and over time it will also damage your seals inside, so the little O-rings. And this is really bad. So you have to change it at least, I don't know, once a season if you ride a lot. I believe racers change it after every race, because it's not really cool. I'm much more of a fan of the mineral oil that you can really have for, well, in my touring bike over there. Let's check it out. I have not changed the fluid since 5 years, and it still works nicely. We will see if those sealings are doing well still. It comes Eagle technology 500%, which means from the smallest to the biggest, you have an increase in 500%. 10 to 50 is really logic, I think. I believe they make 52s as well. Here we have a 50, yeah, 10 to 50. They make really huge blocks these days, bigger than 160 discs. Probably like almost 200 discs, I would say. Of course, one cool thing is the battery with SRAM, which is interchangeable. But of course, you have no front derailleur here on the gravel bike, so there's no use for that. But you can really charge it nicely. You can just take it out, charge it in your little charging device, and then off you go. We have not a compartment yet on this one. This will probably come in a later version of the Checkpoint. But yeah, we have loads. We have whole loads of possibilities to add fenders or a rack even. That's pretty cool. Also here, see the little screw. We have mounting bolts for bottle cages. 3 over here. You can mount that a little higher or a little lower. Also here we have even 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5. Excuse me, 5 bolts. So you can mount one down there and one in the top. And even on the top tube you have 2 prepared holes that have a thread in it. Really cool, really cool. Also here you see just that possibility to put on a front rack and a fender. You can really make this a bike-packing bike, no worries, or a commuting bike. Really nice. Of course, tire clearance, loads of tire clearance here. Well, it's a gravel bike, it should have. It comes stock with those 740C tires, and you can really go as high as, I don't know, 45 they said, even 48. Of course, if you put in 27.5-inch wheels, you can even go wider. And this is a really cool feature as well. You can adjust an adjustable dropout here from the track. Now this is a really cool feature, I think. And in general, really sleek bike. Of course, the paint job is not really my favorite, but you can choose another one, I believe. Just all black, basically. This is not a stock saddle. We put that on for our customer. Those are really cool saddles, SMP, with a big cutout, so your blood can flow evenly. Really important. Yeah, that will be it. Pretty nice bike. Mad sound you heard in the intro. A lot of engagement points, which is really great for riding anywhere basically. But if you are in like a forest and you have really tight corners and you need to accelerate quickly, or you want to accelerate quickly, then you just have that engagement right away. That is really cool. Of course, or maybe on the road it's not so important. Maybe if you raise crits, but that's only a really small percentage, I think, of you. Cool bike. The Checkpoint SL7. Look at the wheels. Quite a deep section wheel actually. Well, the 3V will stand for 30 millimeters, I believe. And the tires, I didn't tell you about the tires. The GR1 team issue tubeless ready is not bad of a tire. I set it up tubeless yesterday. And I must say, you can always judge a tire on how it will behave when you set it up tubeless, and this one really behaved nicely. It popped out right away in the rim, and not too hard so that it can possibly damage itself. That already happened to me. It's really quite a nice tire. It feels pretty light in my hands. Of course, the profile is not pretty grippy. It's more like a dirt road kind of tire if you want to go in mud and more rough terrain, let's say. You will, you probably want to upgrade to a more grippy tire with more profile. Also, ISO-speed, I didn't tell you about this. You have the rear ISO-speed decoupler, which is pretty nice. Adds a bit more comfort, but of course, tires will provide for your comfort on this bike. There's no argument for that, because you can go so wide, and this bad boy you can run like only 2 bars, which is how much is 2 bars? 2 bars is about 25 psi, no, 30 psi maybe. You can even go lower, I believe, with when you set it up tubeless. So enough talking. Thank you for checking out this little review of the Checkpoint SL7.